Live from New York. It's your host, Dr. Sherry Mamjara Taal. Happy Saturday, everyone, and welcome back to the mother of all podcasts here on Vitalize Africa on YouTube. All right, so this is the Africa Take Action podcast, okay? And it was created to promote the motherland and bring awareness to our brothers and sisters on the continent that are doing wonderful things, and all of those that are around the world and in the African diaspora who are, moving and shaking, and we want everyone to know what they're doing. I was just having a conversation today with the wonderful Mr. Tom Fofana, the man who's been everywhere, the everywhere man. And he was telling me his platform, safaro.org, is ready. So everyone, check it out, safaro.org. I'll, take a look at his website before we end our podcast today, but we're here to make sure that you're on board with bringing change, to our community, the African community, to our global community as well. So we want to bring change culturally, financially, and of course, we need to have social change. So these are the things that I've been fighting for, and I'm glad so many of you have joined me in this fight. I have people calling me now saying, when are you going to do the next podcast? So now I don't have a choice when or how to do a podcast. I just have to, stay on track, stay on schedule, get the information out there, and just, stay with it. So stick and stay with me as I do better with my projects and my plans and, my programming, right? So I'm just so happy to have you as joining us today, and as subscribers, as viewers, friends and family. It's a wonderful feeling. So without any further ado, I know you're probably wondering, where is Miriam today? We're going to let her finish enjoying her honeymoon, give her a break. So let's get started. And before we dive into today's topic, let me ask you, viewers, did you download the Passion Unleashed guide yet? It's on Patreon. Miriam said she'll have it on our taalcare.org website by Monday. So look out for that. And I will leave the link below for you if you are interested in checking it out. Learn more about foreplay and lovemaking for couples. And I love organic coffee. If you don't know, I cut back to 1 cup a day. Okay, we can't do the 3-4 cups anymore. No more 32-ounce cups of coffee out there. So I'm leaving a link for you to buy me coffee, okay? Make sure it's caffeinated, because it happens when you load up your Dr. Sherry Mamjara Taal with caffeinated coffee, then I will be moving every muscle in my body, and you never know what you're going to can expect when I'm loaded up on caffeine. I don't know about you, but caffeine makes me want to move every muscle in my body. No lazy days for me, right? But we have to cut back on that. Everything in moderation, right? That's what they say. We can't cut out everything we love. So enjoy everything in moderation. What's moderation? That's the next question. That's the next podcast, okay? So let me tell you, fellas, from a woman's point of view, okay, maybe you might want to consider buying coffee for your date, for your wife, for your girlfriend, for that special night, all right, date night, because coffee, chai latte from Starbucks, this might increase your chances if you're feeling lucky tonight, fellas. So I should have included that in the Passion Unleashed guide, right? But there is a part 2 coming out. So as we go along, I'll include more. And hopefully I'll release part 2 next month. I thought I might just slip that in there for you though, okay? All right, so happy date night, everyone. And enjoy yourselves and hope you get lucky. So without any further ado, on today's Africa Take Action podcast, gentlemen and ladies, if I still have your attention, gentlemen, I hope you're not thinking about buying coffee later. And if you are going to buy me coffee first, let's talk about let's have a conversation about some issues that you might or might not want to hear about, okay? Then you can decide later if you want to buy me coffee. All right, so today's topic is about narcissistic rage. It's something that happened to me. And last time I did mention that, I had to endure the silent treatment, and come to find out that is also part of narcissistic rage. But before I continue on, let me play a quick video that I created for you so we can hear more, okay, about that. So I'll be right back, okay? Check it out.
Have you ever wondered why some individuals lash out unpredictably and intensely? Could it be narcissist rage? This term denotes an intense reaction to a perceived threat to a narcissist's self-esteem or self-worth. It's tied closely to narcissistic personality disorder, a condition marked by an inflated sense of self-importance and a deep need for excessive attention and admiration. The rage exhibited by narcissists is often disproportionate to the situation at hand. It's more than a simple anger outburst. It's a cocktail of indignation, fear, and vulnerability that stems from the individual's significant emotional turmoil. Narcissist rage is not just about the narcissist's internal struggles, though. It has profound implications for their relationships, often leading to irrational and harmful responses that can leave those around them walking on eggshells. Understanding narcissist rage helps us to navigate relationships with those affected by this condition more effectively. Narcissist rage varies in manifestation, falling into 4 main types. First, we have the aggressive type. These individuals exhibit aggressive behavior, demeaning others and using a confrontational tone, but they usually avoid physical engagement. This leaves those around them feeling uncertain and cautious. Next up is the suppressive or silent type. When triggered, these individuals withdraw completely, ignoring calls, texts, and emails. This can cause worry and fear in their loved ones, as the silent treatment can last for days. Then we have the passive-aggressive type. These individuals create discomfort through indirect means, challenging others' beliefs or perceptions, engaging in gaslighting, or subtly undermining those around them. They often surround themselves with people who tolerate these behaviors. Finally, we have the violent explosive type. These individuals resort to physical aggression, which can escalate to police involvement, domestic violence, or child abuse. Such actions can significantly damage relationships. Recognizing these types of narcissist rage helps us respond appropriately and maintain our own mental well-being.
Okay, so we're back. Welcome back, viewers. All right. So the exact cause of narcissistic personality disorder is not fully understood by the mental health community. This will occur, the narcissistic behavior will occur because of a combination of different things. Maybe it is genetics, maybe it is the environment, maybe it is, because of certain physical interactions, right? So yeah, I was saying on our last podcast, I was telling Miriam about the silent treatment that I would have to endure from the narcissist that, I was married to. And I would go like nearly a week with, if I was late for church on Sundays, 2-3 days, no, this person wouldn't speak to me. So this was actually part of narcissistic rage. So I'm learning as well, right? And I'm still learning. Yeah, because we work with narcissists, but we see people most of the times that have more, uh, mental health issues, and we treat those issues, with medication and with therapy. With the narcissist, though, we tend to kind of like dance around this diagnosis, right? Because, there's a stigma behind it, just the word alone, narcissist, right? It sounds nasty, narcissist, nasty. So anyway, and, if we were to tell the narcissist who they really are and what their diagnosis is, then they would tell us, you don't know what you're talking about. You are the narcissist, right? Because they always turn the tables on you. So it's kind of hard working with patients who are narcissists, but I haven't seen many, and the chance that I have gotten, it's been personal, the male narcissist and the female narcissist. And a lot of times, maybe we are dealing with a narcissist, but we don't get to see them all the time to pick up on, those traits, right? So, yeah, the silent treatment, come to find out, is actually part of the narcissistic rage. Okay, so now the narcissistic personality disorder has a spectrum, and the narcissistic rage has a spectrum. So if you remembered anything from the video we were just watching, there's 4 distinct types of narcissistic rage that we'll go over on this podcast. Okay, so this is it's a range from mild to extreme, the narcissistic rage, right? It could arise from what we call a narcissistic wound, okay? And that's a situation where this person was negatively impacted, okay? And their self-belief can no longer be maintained, and this wound will fester. And it's closely tied to their core content, okay? The core content represents an individual's inner beliefs or their behaviors, right? So, or we call it surface behaviors, okay? Or their conceptualization, okay? So the surface content may manifest as various emotions, such as rage, emptiness, fear of abandonment, low self-worth. This all depends on the individual's personality structure, okay? So if someone is on the narcissistic spectrum, their core content will typically revolve around feelings of fear, shame, guilt, or inferiority, right? So these emotions can be triggered when they're in certain situations that don't align with their expectations, or they can be triggered because they experienced a loss, such as a relationship or a job. They lost their job, right? And this could lead to narcissistic wounds, right? So they might engage in one of the 4 types of narcissistic rage, okay? So when I experienced the narcissistic rage, it was something like, you ever see Sigourney Weaver in that movie, Aliens? You remember when the alien came like right up in her face and he was dripping, or the alien was actually a she. She was dripping, some kind of mucus, and those teeth were, this is what I experienced. I experienced dishes being broken, that I spent, years and fortunes on, right? Yeah, so let's take a look at the first one, the aggressive type, okay? That will be our first one. This is where you'll see the narcissist move close to you, move into your personal space, into close proximity, okay? And they attempt to demean you or other people around you, right? They use a loud, confrontational tone. There's no physical engagement with this type. That's avoided, but you begin to feel a little uncertain about the relationship that you're in, right? And you begin to become a little more cautious, right? Yeah, so this is like a sign, okay? Don't miss this sign. So moving on to the suppressive or the silent treatment type. This is another one that I experienced, right? That I told you about in the last video. So if the narcissist is triggered, they respond by withdrawing themselves completely. So you may find they ignore your phone calls, your text messages, your email, right? And then you start to worry about them, right? And have some fear that something might be wrong. And this is exactly what they want, right? So the silent treatment or the suppressive type of narcissistic rage could last for a few days. And after a while, you'll start to feel uncomfortable, right? The third one is passive aggressive. So this type is where they create discomfort through indirect means, where they challenge your beliefs and your perceptions, and they may engage you in gaslighting or suddenly undermine you, right? Or those around them. And they like to surround themselves with people who will tolerate this type of behavior. So they, you know, so they have you in this cycle where, you feel as if you're being belittled. You feel as if you're being made fun of, when their friends are around. Maybe you feel like the monkey in the middle, or you feel like, the butt of all jokes. If that's happening to you, yeah, you might be in a relationship with a narcissist, or your family member might be a narcissist, okay? So let's move on to the fourth type, which is the explosive violent type. So I remember Miriam asking me, can they get violent? Yeah, anyone, because of different situations or issues, can be violent, but the narcissist can actually escalate to this. Thank God I wasn't, able to experience that. But the violent explosive type is where they could resort to physical aggression, and they might attack you or throw objects at you. And this will leave you feeling afraid, right? And in some cases, we find there's domestic violence because of this, child abuse. People are charged with crimes because of, narcissistic rage, led them to do certain things that were, against the law. You're not supposed to be beating each other or, hurting each other, men or women, right? We're not your mother, men and women. They're not our fathers, right? So I was in a very paternalistic type of relationship. And, I remember Miriam asking me, how did you feel? I felt like the narcissist didn't love me, which they usually don't. They're just setting things up so they can discard you and move on, okay? If you don't go along with their program. So it's important that the narcissist may transition between these four different types of rage, okay, that we've identified. And some will only have one or two, some hopefully, God forbid, they have all four, right? So the choice of this behavior depends on the situation. So the response is not mutually exclusive, when one particular things happen, this is how they respond. No, it could go, from 0 to 100, right? In 10 minutes, so, or less. So, yeah, they often use this behavior to manage their internal turmoil that is likely to remain internalized. They don't want to let that go. It's like a demonic spirit. It's like a second personality, right? That comes out of them. And it's like, this is something they rely on to take care of people, right? That come at them the wrong way, that shames them, embarrasses them, belittles them, whatever those emotions are that they're trying to compensate for and protect, right? So because everything stays inside, they won't let that go, express themselves properly, change their behavior, right? Then they have these feelings inside where they're feeling lonely, sad, they have self-doubt, depression, and some even think about ending their life. So, you might see behaviors that are directed outwards towards friends and family, and you're doing your best to let these people know that they need help. So the best thing you could do, and we're going to talk more about mental health solutions, because people always tell us, you're in the mental health profession, but we don't have enough solutions. Okay, what's the solution? Okay, so one of the solution, they call it metacognition. I'll do a video about that this coming week, where you do self-reflection, you find ways to think about your actions, because sometimes we're thinking people are thinking things one way and we come to certain conclusions, and it's really not that way. And there's really a better way you could have handled certain situations, but you just use this explosive temper and, uh, negative behavior to handle different situations in life. And the truth is, things could be handled more professionally, more appropriately, more, positively, right? Let's just put it that way. So the narcissist, in a lot of cases, will make quick conclusions about certain people or certain things that's happening in life. They have a certain perspective about things, and it's often negative. They don't have a healthy coping mechanism. So yeah, in our next video for Mental Health Thursday, I'll go into more of the solutions, okay, that we can apply or work with the narcissist with, okay? Yeah, so if you're a friend or a loved one, or, or a coworker or a spouse or a partner, I'm here to help give you guidance and support so that you can help the narcissist begin to improve their self-regulation, self-awareness, in order to completely transform from being a narcissist to a non-narcissist. That's where we want to get them to be, a non-narcissist, okay? So more about that coming up on Mental Health Thursday with Dr. Taal. Get it? Okay, so, all right, so this week, another good thing that happened, I emailed the American Psychological Association. I let them know that, there's a certain stigma around this diagnosis, narcissist. I mean, doesn't sound good. People don't want to accept it. So I'm hoping they allow me on a committee to figure out which name to use, right? I'm thinking, torment-induced this personality. If we say you're tipsy, hey, people will accept that I'm tipsy. So why not, right? Or trauma-induced personality. I think they might apply that one to borderline personality more, but maybe it would fit with narcissist because it's similar, right? Something happened and they just decided to handle life a certain way that is scary, right? And it's negative, very negative and destructive, right? So maybe torment induced personality or trauma induced personality would fit. So let's see what the APA tells me, hopefully by next week. Yes, friends and family, my beloved viewers, please support us here at Vitalize Africa by clicking the like button below. Please share this video so that we can reach more viewers, and give us your feedback, your comments. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Yes, we appreciate you so much. And if you do use the Buy Me Coffee link in the description box below, or if you use the Patreon link to check out the guide and the African Bodyguard movie that's uploaded there, And what else? Probably a couple other things before the end of the weekend I'll have on Patreon. So check us out at patreon.com/Vitalize Africa. All right. So yeah, join me next time, tomorrow actually, because we're going to have the wonderful Tom Fofana from Ireland by way of the Gambia, with us tomorrow for our live podcast. We're going to go live at 4 p.m. GMT. So that is 11 a.m. Eastern time. Okay, we'll be getting started. Let's check out his website before we go. This is fascinating, viewers, very fascinating, because he has, let's take a look. Yeah, he has certain things set up where you can sell your products on the African marketplace, okay? Or the global marketplace now. All right, so let's see if we could pull up his website. It doesn't want to come up, but anyway, here we go. Safaro.org, okay? So check it out. If you have anything you want to sell, you can sell it to the people in the village in Africa. If you are in the village in Africa, you can sell it to the people here in America, right? So I'm registering, tonight on Safaro.org. I'll have the African Bodyguard movie, music, all the entertainment that I've been thinking about creating a website for, right? I'll upload it to Safaro.org. It's going to be like a little bit like Amazon and a little bit like Craigslist. If you know anything about Craigslist, it's like Tom told me, it's like a place where, you can contact the person who's selling and, go over things and then, buy whatever product or item that you're interested in. So there's a word he told me about, but I have ADHD. So anyway, he'll tell us more tomorrow. So Tom Fofana from Safaro.org will be with us tomorrow. He can help you with your packaging, your labeling. If you're interested in selling, if you want to get started, do a consultation. It is free, my people. It is free, okay? He's starting this out for our brothers and sisters on the continent and around the world, and everyone else who wants to be a part of this magnificent undertaking. Wow, can you imagine? We're part of history. So hopefully I'll be the first one to sign up to make history and to lead the way like Tom Fofana did. He is a trailblazer. So let's take a look. All right, so besides that, maybe we'll be able to teach online like a Udemy, right? I've always wanted to be a professor until I found out how much they get paid. And it's a lot of work to get paid so little, but God bless them, because look at the people who work with children. That's something I'll never do, right? But God bless them, because not everybody can do that or even want to do that. So anyway, I used to teach nurses' aides and patient care techs, phlebotomists, pharmacy techs, so that was interesting. I loved it. But at the university level, it's something I have to really, really, really think about. But he's saying maybe that's coming. We see education here. Maybe that's coming in the future. But right now, I'm going to definitely, in my health and beauty, back to the Gambia soon. Pretty soon, I'll be like live from the Gambia. It's your host, Dr. Shiri Manjara Taal. Yes, yes. And then where else am I going? Oh, I'll be all over the world. So that's my plan for 2024. But 2023, Gambia, here I come. All right, the party starts in the Gambia at the end of November. I mean, these folks party all the way till February. And it is supposed to be supposedly a Muslim country, but they do celebrate Christmas. They celebrate everything in the Gambia. So that's why we love them. There's such warm, welcoming people in the Gambia. That's where I got my vitality back. It was in the Gambia. And that's what I want to share with you here on Vitalize Africa. So now do you understand? Yeah, that's my purpose, to bring, that goodness to you around the world, across the planet, across the globe. Yes, that Gambian goodness, baby. That's another title for a product, Gambian goodness. I think I might use that. Okay, anyway. I have ADHD and I'm unmedicated. Okay. So try to keep me on track out there. All right. So we have business and industry. Check it out. Safaro.org to get your items sold, to connect with people across the globe. This is huge, viewers. So again, thanks for joining me. Okay. And remember to stay happy, healthy, and wise. See you again soon, tomorrow, okay? 4 p.m. GMT, 11 a.m. Eastern Time.